I think it was sponge cake. I swear
Okay,
to God it
this
was.
is the point where we talk about the process of making a cake.
Yeah, how do you make it?
Yeah, explain to us the process of making a cake. I think that's what he was trying to ask.
Yeah.
Crack the eggs. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's eggs in cake?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just look dumber than you right now.
Are you serious?
Okay, so I've seen it. I've seen people like crack eggs when they're making cake, but I'm just like, where do they go?
What do you mean?
They just
That's
crack
what
it for
helps
good luck,
them
bro.
bake. Yeah, right? Throw one in for good. It's the protein. You know a little bit of protein with all that sugar. No.
Yeah, probably.
No, so yeah. So okay, so basically like to make the cake, like you can find recipes online, and basically like most people like they either find a recipe online and they'll tinker with it a little bit. So like let's say like the elevation is different in your hometown, or you want it to be a little sweeter, or you want it to be so like Americans tend to have like things are sweeter, like our cakes are sweeter versus like the UK or anything like that.
Wow. Never
So
knew
like
that.
yeah.
Wait, did
so,
you say elevation?
yeah, so like so the elevation like so like okay, so
If you live in a city that's on top of a mountain, what difference is that?
it's the oven, the baking temperatures
No
and everything
way.
like that.
That's
Yeah, it affects it.
crazy.
So like if you've ever looked on a cake box,
Yeah.
it tells you like elevation of like whatever 1,000 feet or whatever that is, and this is like increase like this amount and
Never
this baking
seen that.
temp. Oh, well, I mean, I
No wonder
guess.
why all the cakes came out like shit.
No, I mean
I was
it does affect it. So like I haven't
That's
had to
so
bake anywhere
crazy.
else besides like the only place I baked is like here in Las Vegas and in California. That's it. So there's really no difference there. But like if I was to go and be like, okay, in Colorado I'm gonna start baking a cake, it's like the elevation difference would be a little bit different. So I'd have to like do my recipes and be like, okay, so like what do I need to fix? Is it the baking temperature, the time, like the baking powder, soda, whatever, like what is it that you need to change in order for your cakes to still produce the same way that they do like when you're making them here in Vegas. So yeah, so then like the elevation does play a difference. Then yeah, like sweetness or whatever you're going for. So like if you're gonna be here versus like someone in the south and they're like, no, they really want like fresh fruits. Well, like in Vegas we're not really doing fresh fruits, we're a desert,
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of take those things into consideration when you're making your flavors essentially. So then you bake the cake and then you make your frosting, and then it goes cake, frosting, and you have that, and that's one tier. So-
That's your base.
And then you
Yeah.
put the fondant.
well, you have to ice it. You also have to put frosting on
Yeah.
the outside, and then you put the fondant on top, and then you put like whatever decorations. So you could put like chocolate decorations, you could put fondant decoration. Then
I
they have
love
like
fondant. That's what the sugar's at, right?
the what?
That's what the sugar's at, right?
Oh yeah,
The
fondant. It's funny because a lot of people, they say they don't like the taste of it, and I'm
I
like,
love
it's
it.
made with marshmallows. Like most,
Yeah.
like if you get it, it's like marshmallows and powdered sugar, and you mix it together, and that's fondant.
Yeah.
So when they're like, I don't like the taste, and I'm like, you don't like marshmallows, or like so I guess like it's interesting. Like if you buy pre-made fondant, then yeah, like there's some of it that they have like a hint of like a vanilla or like maybe like a lemony taste or like a chocolatey taste, something like that. So like I can understand that, but no,
If the
like
fondant is strong enough and the inside is fluffy enough, you can make it a taco.
what?
You can make it a cake taco. You can make it a taco.
The fondant will dry out. Like if you leave it out, the fondant gets
Oh.
hard. So like if you ever see like pieces on top of a cake and
Yeah.
everything, it's just like, or like little sculptures, like it's just fondant that's been dried out.
Oh, wow.
They don't make